So follow along. So the question is, how do I track it? How do I know it's working? I should say, how do I communicate this to my agency? Because I've got it all in here. Okay, so that's the question. The answer is marginal contribution dollars, marginal dollars of net profit. We can track this. We can give you the calculation. We can give you a method to communicate to your agency. I've got it all here. And we track it all with blended ROAS. It makes it very, very easy to track, and I'll show you why in a minute. I'm not the only one that thinks this way. You can see here that Preston from Chubby's and I have been talking about this a little bit. Not alone in how I think about this. But now you're going to get the same template that I would use for my clients. It's actually formatted more nicely for you. But again, what we need to do is track and manage our marginal, the extra dollars of profit and contribution. And we track it with blended ROAS. Make it very easy. So the first step, like with everything, is start at your P&L. Everything comes back to your P&L. That's the first step. So what you do is come in here and you put in your last month results. So revenue, cost of goods. These are all your variable costs of delivery, variable expenses. Okay, so this person has shipping and payment processing and affiliates and 3PLs and sales commissions. And the way you use this sheet is that everything that's in a yellow square with blue text, you can overwrite. Anything that's black on white, do not. Otherwise, you'll break all the calculations. Okay, I've left some boxes for you to add other things for you that are variable. Some people are, let's say it's 1% for the planet, and you can put in your plant. 1% for the planet they've committed to, so you can put that in here, but put whatever else you need there. We have this fictional client is spending $900,000 a month on ads, 30%, and their fixed costs are $150,000 a month, so they're making $315,000 a month. I know, wouldn't we all like to make this amount of money? Some of us probably are. Some of us want to get there. But this is one of the ways. It doesn't matter if you're making a loss; it's fine. It doesn't matter. This still works. Okay. So put in your P&L here. Simple. Next, add your debt and your equity table here. So your debts, Shopify, Clearco, whatever you have, put all your names of the debts here, the current amounts that you owe them here, and the approximate interest rates here. If you need help with this, DM me on LinkedIn, I guess. We can do it that way. Okay, but you have Shopify's typically 35%, Clearco can be 30%, Sellersfy 15, 18, PayPal 8 to 12, SBA, let's say 5. It's probably a bit high for some of us, but that's fine. If you have equity investors, their capital has a cost as well because they're putting in $1 million and they're going to get more than $1 million of value from you later. So that has a cost to it. If you need help calculating this, I mean, you can Google it or DM me. We'll see if we can help you here. But what we're looking for is the average cost of capital for your business. So what if I need money? How much does it cost me to get another dollar to spend on something? How much does it cost me to get another dollar to buy inventory? How much does it cost me to spend another dollar of someone else's money? Okay, that's what we want to find out, and there's a reason why, which I'll show you next. Okay, so you've got your P&L, you've got your debt and equity tables, and you've cost your capital. Now we can do the work. So in this column, we have the prior month, just as we input it in the other tab. Okay, here, profit. I should probably put that in bold, let's say. Now, the next thing you need to do is tell this sheet how much more money do you want to spend on ads. So this is your last month results. This is the marginal additions that are required for you to make money. So first thing you just do is you put in your ad spend. I'm spending 900. I want to spend 1.05 and I want to make more money on the 1.05. Okay. So you're spending 150,000. The sheet tells you everything at this point. Here's how it works. So this is how much your money costs you to get. So if you're going to spend 150 grand, that 150 grand must make you at minimum the same amount that it costs you to get it. Okay. So if I need to go get a loan to spend $150,000 more, I need that 150,000 to return to me money in equal to the same amount that loan costs. For this fictional client, their money costs them about 24%. So when they spend 150,000, that 150 better return 24%, and that is 36 grand. Okay, we can see ad spend here, contribution margin here. We don't add additional fixed costs. If that's going to be, it's a different calculation. It won't work in this template, but you shouldn't have to add more fixed costs to spend 150,000 more on ads. So your profit now is 36,000 extra dollars. It tells you what the revenue needs to be. It tells you what your COGS will be. It tells you what all these other costs of delivery will be. Okay, so you know that if you spend 150,000, you better generate another 410,000 for that money, basically. Okay, that blended ROAS on the marginal dollar of ad spend is 2.73. Okay, however, you can't track blended ROAS on a marginal amount of spend. You can only track it as a whole. So what's the whole? Well, great. Now we have it all rolled up together here. So if you spend 150,000 extra, so you're going to spend a total of 1.05 million. You should do revenues of 3.4. You should have COGS of, all these. I'm not going to go through all the numbers here. Okay, but now we have what your P&L should look like at minimum. If you go from 900 to 1.05, this is what your P&L should look like. This is a safe place to play. This is a safe target for you. So if it's 150, your new blended ROAS target is 3.25 right here. Okay, your new contribution margin target is 14.7. Okay, because why? Because you've already covered your fixed costs. So you just need to make extra dollars now. And what is a safe amount of those extra dollars? Well, on 150, it's 36. If you change this to 250, what's the number? 60,000. Okay, and the blended ROAS stays the same, of course. But now you can see that the blended ROAS on the mixed amount starts to drop. Why? Because you've already covered your fixed costs. So you don't have to keep covering those. You do not have to make the same margin here when you add more money. Okay, so it could be 150. It could even be 500. This thing will tell you what it needs to be. That's 50,000. So we do 500. You can see that this starts to drop because, again, you don't have to be as efficient as you scale. Because why? Because you don't make money on percentages. You make money in hard dollars. So as long as you're making a reasonable amount more of dollars, you should be willing to spend more money. This is something that's very hard for people to understand, but it's the truth of the matter. You do not go and buy a house with percentages. You buy a house with dollars, or you buy a car with dollars. So just make sure you make more dollars. The percentages don't have to stay the same. Okay, great. So let's set this back to 150, because you're not going to go spend, half as much in the next month. Usually you don't want to scale so fast. Okay, so just to recap again, if you're going to spend 150,000 more, that 150 should drive an additional 409. Your combined month at the new spend level should look like this. Your target should be this. And now here is the email you can send to your ad agency. So this is your key tracking metrics right here. So this is your blended ROAS, including the new spend. This is your contribution margin, including the new spend. This is a script that you can send to your market agency. So here it is. Hey, I know you suggested we spent more money. Run the numbers. Here's the new targets. So last month we did this. Now you can go ahead and spend the money, but you have to hit this or better, okay? And created the tracking template and attach this Google Sheet to the email to them. So now in our tracking example, all right, so daily ad spend, we have it here, okay? You need to put in the daily ad spend, put in the daily revenue, and someone could just do this once a day at the end of the day and have the numbers, or at the beginning of the next day, you should do it for the day just past, okay? We know that our target ROAS is 3.25, and we're going to spend around, let's say, we're going to start spending at 30K a day. So that 900 level, okay? As you would imagine, your cumulative ROAS, so cumulative being, this is your total ad spend just for one day. This is your total ad spend for the prior 5 days, including this day and total revenue. That's how we manage this, is the cumulative blended ROAS. So what we're going to do is every day drop these numbers in. If it's above 3.25, scale onwards. Scale it again. If it's above 3.25, scale onwards. What we see happening now is we're increasing the ad spend day over day. This amount is staying over 3.25, so just keep going. Now you scale it again and you go below 3.25. So now what do? You scale back, scale back, scale back, scale back, scale back, scale back until the blended ROAS starts to creep back upwards. So this client has scaled back. Well, what we can see now is that we hit the floor here. Okay, so we scaled back till we hit a floor of about 29,000 in spend, and then this started to creep upwards again. So it's creeping up. So you add a little bit more money, it's still going up. You add a bit more money, still going up. We're back to 31. Now it's above 3.25. Great. Keep, now scale again. So scale up to 31, we're okay. 32, we're okay. 32, we're still okay. Keep going. Keep scaling. 33, 35, all the way here. We're above 3.25. Keep going, keep going. We get to 40, and we've stayed above 3.25. This is a successful month. This gives you additional marginal dollars in your pocket, okay? Now, if you're not breaking even, this gives you additional dollars that cover your costs. This makes you more profit. Okay, this is how you track it. This is how your agency tracks it. If you have one agency doing Facebook and one agency doing Google, you have to track it and you have to keep them under control. They will not do this successfully on their own. I've seen this before. And in some cases, agencies don't do this successfully, even if they're managing everything, they still don't do it. So you own this as the founder, or your marketing team owns it. You can't rely on your agencies, so you have to watch this with them. And the key is that your month to date, so your ad spend and your revenue must equal a blended ROAS of 3.32. Let's check. So 3.4 on 1.04. And what we looked at is here, 3.4 on 1.05. So we know, as long as your fixed cost didn't change, we know that you made that marginal dollars. Okay? That's how this works. That's how you track it. It is fucking simple on the financial side to scale your ad spend. You just have to know how to track it. I know that scaling ad spend is difficult on the actual creative and management side, but on the financial side, right here, and again, you can just make a copy of this and use this for yourself. So you can use this tracking example here. There's a template you can use as well with the charts. But again, visually, what we're doing is we have revenue, we have revenue, we have ad spend. What happens is we sort of break our actually, where's this? Well, I don't know why I did that. That's funny. Oh, here we go. So you break your ROAS here, and so you drop your ad spend. You drop it down there. As your ROAS starts to come back up, you then scale your ad spend again. Okay, and again, you make more revenue. And you can test this by looking through here. Okay, the next chart that I wanted to show is this one. So what happens is that your target ROAS is this line right there. When you break through, when you break underneath your target ROAS, you scale back your ad spend. When you hit the floor, you start to scale up again. And if you stay above this number, you just keep scaling. If for some reason you stay above 3.25, you can spend as much money as you want. Basically, that's the rule with your agency. If you're above the target, spend as much money as you want. If you're below the target, you have to scale back until you get back on site. And again, this is whole month. You do not look at this on a daily ROAS. It's a cumulative month to date ROAS. The template's here. If you need help with it, call me. If I need to do a fucking webinar, call me, DM me, whatever you want. But again, this is how you track it. This is how you make sure that it works for you. So the way that you're going to use this sheet is you're going to go File, make a copy for yourself, save it on your drive, and then just follow the flow. Watch the video, follow the flow, input your P&L, input your capital, your debt, and then just give me your Give me the number you want to spend more. Could be 250. The tracking example won't work on 250 actually, but 150 it does. Okay? So that's how it works. Any questions? Find me on Slack or on LinkedIn in DMs. And hopefully you found this valuable. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.